All right, hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to this one.
Today we're heading down to Belize,
Nice.
but not just for the typical touristy stuff.
Right.
You're clearly the kind of person who wants something a little bit more unique, a little more in depth.
Yeah.
We're going to deep dive into private tours in Belize.
Cool.
We've got a whole stack of real traveler reviews here,
Awesome.
not just the marketing brochures and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So we can really unpack what makes this type of adventure so special.
Love that.
Let's get right into it.
Okay.
So I think the first thing we should talk about is this company called Private Belize Adventure.
Okay.
And they are run by local Belizeans
Right.
who specialize in putting together personalized tours.
Cool.
They seem to really cater to couples and small families,
Makes sense.
people who maybe aren't interested in joining those massive tour groups
Right.
and want to do things kind of on their own time,
Yeah,
explore at their own pace,
definitely.
see what interests them.
Exactly.
And what's really cool is by supporting a local company like this,
Mm-hmm.
you're directly putting your money back into the Belizean economy
Right.
and helping encourage more sustainable tourism.
I like that.
It's not just about extracting value.
Yeah.
It's about also having a positive impact.
Giving back.
Exactly. While still,
Yeah.
having an amazing experience.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right. So let's break down some of the advantages of these private tours
Okay.
that really stood out to me in these reviews.
All right.
I think the big one is flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
There's this one review from David M.
Okay.
And his family had planned on going cave tubing,
Yeah.
but unfortunately rain canceled that.
Oh,
But their guide, Wayne,
okay.
was like, hey, no problem.
Cool.
Let's just pivot.
Nice.
We can go see some Mayan ruins at
Yeah.
Altin Ha, and then we've even got time for a little bit of zip lining.
Wow, that's awesome.
It wasn't a big deal at all.
It's a flex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that just goes to show how adaptable these private tours are.
Definitely.
You're not locked into some rigid schedule.
Right.
The guides can adjust things
Yeah.
based on whatever's happening, or even if your interests change.
That's a huge plus.
Absolutely. Another big benefit that I saw was personalized attention.
Oh, for sure.
We've got JB here who raved about their guide, the general,
Okay.
who was like a walking encyclopedia of Belizean knowledge.
Wow.
They even stopped at a cashew tree to learn about how cashews are grown and processed.
No way.
It's so cool.
That's amazing.
It's like those little moments of unexpected learning.
Yeah,
They can really make a trip special.
totally.
And with a private guide, you can really dig into topics that fascinate you.
Right.
Ask all your burning questions
Yeah.
and really get a feel for the local culture.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It's so important.
So that personalized attention also translates to time efficiency,
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
especially when you're on vacation.
Right. You want to make the most of your time.
Yeah, Lady Di 809 actually chose a private tour specifically because they needed to catch the last ferry to Cape Cocker.
Oh, wow.
And with a private tour, you're in control.
Right.
You don't have to wait around for other people. You can
Yeah.
be sure you get everything in
Totally.
and really maximize your time.
For sure.
So now let's dive into some of the specific adventures that people are raving about.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Mayan ruins are a huge draw,
Classic.
with Altun Ha and Sununtunik being mentioned a ton.
Okay.
Altun Ha is a bit closer to Belize City, while Zununtunik involves a bit more travel,
Okay.
either by car or by ferry.
Gotcha.
And actually, James C. recommends staying in San Pedro
Interesting.
instead of Belize City,
Oh.
if you're planning to see both,
Yeah.
because he felt it was a safer and more pleasant kind of base for exploring.
So it's good to have those different options.
Yeah, it's great to get those kind of insider tips.
It's absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to cave tubing.
All right, one of my favorites.
Yeah, imagine floating through the Nohok Chin Caves Branch River,
Wow.
surrounded by crystal clear waters
Oh, that sounds amazing.
and ancient cave formations.
So cool.
JB was just blown away by this experience.
Yeah.
They even mentioned seeing bats during their adventure.
Oh, wow.
But we got to be realistic here.
Right.
Lady Dio 809 reminds us that there's a 30-minute walk to the launch point.
Oh, okay.
So comfortable shoes are a must.
Good tip.
Yeah, you don't want to be trying to do that in flip-flops.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely. Now, for those seeking a little bit more adrenaline,
Okay.
ziplining through the Belizean rainforest seems to be really popular.
Makes sense.
David M's family, including their young kids who were first-time zipliners,
Wow.
had a blast.
That's awesome.
So really, Belize has something for everyone.
Right.
from history buffs and nature lovers
Yeah.
to adventure seekers of all ages.
I love that.
Yeah, and with a private tour, you can tailor that experience to match your group's
For
interests.
sure.
All right, so now for something truly off the beaten path.
Okay.
We've got the ATM cave.
Interesting.
Colleen W. describes this as a completely different experience than cave tubing.
Oh, okay.
It's a sacred site
Wow.
with a really rich history.
Cool.
And their guide, Francisco, helped them experience it in a very immersive way.
Awesome.
What's interesting, though, is that Belize is really carefully managing tourism to this site.
Okay.
Only a limited number of people are allowed in each day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there are strict rules about cameras and clothing.
Right.
Colleen W. mentions no cameras are allowed,
Okay.
and two-piece swimsuits are a no-go.
Good to know.
So it's just a reminder that it's important to respect the cultural and environmental significance of these places
Absolutely.
and to be a responsible traveler.
Yeah.
And it's not just about us.
Right.
It's about preserving these wonders for generations to come.
Yeah.
And speaking of cultural immersion,
Yeah.
these private tours go beyond the typical tourist traps.
Uh-huh.
We already talked about JB's encounter with the cashew tree.
Yeah.
But James C. also shared how his guide Tarek went out of his way to introduce them to local foods.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Those little personal touches add so much
It's the little things.
to the experience.
That's sure.
You know, you just wouldn't get that on a big bus tour.
Right.
And speaking of delicious food,
Oh, yeah.
we can't forget about the food.
Important part of any trip.
Right. Private Belize Adventure includes lunch in their tours.
Nice.
And Lady D. Diet 09 specifically mentioned a delicious chicken and rice meal.
Sounds good.
It's like those small details,
Yeah.
the thoughtful touches
Right.
that really demonstrate the company's commitment to providing a holistic experience.
Totally.
You know, they're not just taking you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
They're trying to give you a taste of the real Belize
Exactly.
and share the heart and soul of the country.
Absolutely. It really seems like they're going above and beyond to make sure you experience the real Belize.
Yeah, definitely not just the, touristy facade.
Exactly.
You know, really immersing yourself in the local culture,
Right.
connecting with the people, and understanding what makes the country special.
I love that.
All right, so let's address the elephant in the room here.
Okay.
The cost.
Yeah,
Private tours are definitely an investment,
for sure.
but is it worth it?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It really comes down to value versus cost.
Right.
Yeah, private tours might seem expensive up front,
Uh-huh.
but you're paying for a level of flexibility, personalized attention, and access that you just wouldn't get with a big group.
Makes sense.
You're essentially hiring a dedicated expert to create a unique experience just for you.
Yeah. And as we've seen, that translates into a much richer, more efficient use of your time.
Absolutely.
Remember Lady Daiwo 809 who had to catch that last ferry?
Yeah.
With a private tour, they could control the schedule
Right.
and make sure they didn't miss a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Time is so precious, especially on vacation.
Oh, definitely.
A private tour helps you maximize your time, avoid delays, and just really immerse yourself in the experience.
Yeah, you're not going to feel rushed.
Exactly.
All right, so let's do a little recap here.
Okay.
What have we learned from these firsthand accounts?
Yeah.
It seems like Private Belize Adventures offer unparalleled flexibility.
For sure.
You've got that personalized attention from knowledgeable guides
Right.
and a really deep dive into the culture and history of Belize.
It's about going beyond the surface.
Oh, yeah.
And experiencing the heart and soul of the country.
And did I mention the food?
Oh, yeah. The delicious local food.
Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
You know what strikes me is that these tours are almost like personalized learning expeditions.
Interesting.
You're not just sightseeing, you're actively engaging with the history, the culture, the environment,
Right. It's a totally different way of traveling.
in a way that's transformative.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really empowers travelers to be active participants.
Oh, for sure. You're not just a passive observer.
Right.
You're co-creating the experience with your guide,
Yeah.
which leads to a much deeper sense of satisfaction.
It's like having a backstage pass to Belize.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get access to those hidden gems, the local insights,
Right.
personalized experiences that most tourists would never even know existed.
Okay, I'm sold.
Right.
But I know some listeners might be thinking,
Yeah.
okay, this all sounds amazing, but where do I even begin?
That's a common feeling
Right.
when you're starting to plan a trip like this.
What advice would you give to someone who's intrigued by all this,
Yeah.
but feeling a little overwhelmed by the planning process?
I would say embrace the research.
Okay.
Dive into online resources,
Yeah.
read travel blogs.
Mhm.
Most importantly, look at those authentic traveler reviews,
Right.
like the ones we're looking at
Yeah, they
today.
offer such great insights.
Exactly, and they can really spark inspiration for your own personalized itinerary.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to reach out to companies like Private Belize Adventure directly.
Yeah, they're the experts.
Right.
They can help you tailor a tour that fits your interests, your budget, and your time constraints.
It's like finding the perfect travel buddy.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You want someone who gets you, who's easy to communicate with,
Right.
who shares your passion for exploration.
Absolutely.
And don't be shy about asking questions.
Yes.
What are the guide's areas of expertise?
Mm-hmm.
What type of transportation do they use?
Okay.
What kind of food do they offer?
Right.
And what are their safety protocols?
Yeah, that's super important.
For example, we know that cameras aren't allowed in the ATM cave.
Right.
Which is important for preservation.
And for respecting the sacred nature of the site.
Exactly. A responsible tour company will be transparent about these things
For sure.
and help you understand the importance of protecting Belize's heritage.
It's all part of being a thoughtful traveler.
Absolutely.
All right, so you've chosen your company. Now it's time to build that dream itinerary.
The fun part.
Right, remember, this is your adventure.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to mix those structured activities with some free time for spontaneous exploration.
Oh, yeah. Leave some space for serendipity.
Like that lucky traveler who stumbled upon a cashew farm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never know what you might find.
Right.
Let your curiosity guide you.
I love that.
You might discover a hidden waterfall,
Ooh,
strike up a conversation with a local artisan,
cool.
or just find a secluded beach to relax on.
I'm already feeling more relaxed just thinking about it.
Me too.
Speaking of locals, we heard about that guide who shared all those local foods.
Oh, yeah. He went above and beyond.
Right. It's those small gestures that really make a trip memorable.
Absolutely. Those personal touches are what set private tours apart.
Yeah, you're not just following a set path.
Right. You're co-creating the experience with your guide,
Uh-huh.
who acts as a cultural ambassador,
Well, I had that.
introducing you to the hidden gems and authentic flavors of Belize.
Okay, before we get too carried away with daydreams here,
Right.
let's touch on safety.
Important topic.
Is Belize safe for travelers?
Generally, yes. Belize is considered a safe destination.
Okay.
But like anywhere else in the world, it's smart to be aware of your surroundings,
Right.
especially in urban areas.
Uh,
Stick to well-lit and populated areas, especially at night.
okay.
Keep your valuables secure.
Common sense travel tips.
Exactly.
But it's helpful to hear from those who've been there.
Absolutely.
Remember one person recommended San Pedro over Belize City?
Oh, yeah, for safety reasons.
They said it felt less sketchy.
Right, and those first-hand perspectives are so valuable.
For sure.
They can really help you tailor your itinerary to your comfort level.
And of course, traveling with a reputable tour company like Private Belize Adventure adds that extra layer of security.
Right, their guides are experienced and knowledgeable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about the benefits of private tours,
Yeah.
the importance of finding the right company, crafting a personalized itinerary,
Right.
and being mindful of safety.
It's all connected.
What's the key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I would say embrace the unexpected.
Okay.
Belize is a country that rewards curiosity and adventure.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to get lost in the beauty of the rainforest, the mystery of the ruins, and the warmth of the people.
I love that.
It's about opening yourself up to new experiences.
So it sounds like a private Belize adventure is a recipe for a truly unforgettable trip.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to create a travel experience that's truly unique and meaningful.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
But there's still so much more to explore.
Always more to discover.
Okay, so you're ready.
Yeah.
You've officially been bitten by the Belize bug.
Been hard.
You want to plan this private adventure?
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Right.
But with so many options out there,
Right.
how do you find the right tour company for you?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've heard amazing things about Private Belize Adventure.
Yeah, they seem great.
Locally owned and operated.
Uh-huh.
So you know your money is staying in Belize,
Yeah.
supporting the local economy.
That's always a good feeling,
It is.
especially as a responsible traveler.
Yeah, you want your trip to have a positive impact.
Absolutely.
And with them, you know, that's happening.
Okay, but they offer so many different tours.
Sure.
How do you even begin to narrow it down?
You got to start with your vision.
Okay.
What kind of Belize experience are you looking for?
Right?
Are you drawn to the mysteries of the ancient Mayan cities?
Ooh,
like Sununtunich,
Yeah.
or maybe you're picturing yourself exploring caves, ziplining through the rainforest,
Yeah.
or just soaking up those island vibes in San Pedro.
Oh, man, now you're making me want to do it all.
Right.
Like maybe a combo trip ruins one day, snorkeling the next.
That's the beauty of a private tour.
Yeah.
You have the flexibility to create whatever you want.
So once I have a general idea,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Reach out to a few different tour companies,
Okay.
including Private Belize Adventure.
Okay.
See what they offer.
It's like finding the perfect travel buddy.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Someone who gets you,
Yeah.
who's easy to communicate with,
Uh-huh.
shares your passion for exploring.
And most importantly, will put up with my shenanigans.
Well, that too.
Right.
Don't be afraid to ask detailed questions.
Yeah.
What are their guides' areas of expertise?
Huh?
What type of transportation do they use?
Okay.
What kind of food do they offer?
Right.
And super important, what are their safety protocols?
Yeah, that's a big one.
For example, we know cameras aren't allowed in the ATM cave.
Right.
A good tour company will be upfront about stuff like that.
Okay.
Help you understand why those rules are in place.
So it's not just about having a good time.
Right.
It's about being respectful
Absolutely.
and helping to preserve those amazing places.
That's what being a thoughtful traveler is all about.
Okay, so you've picked your tour company. Time for the fun part.
Yes.
Building the itinerary.
Let's do it.
This is your adventure. Don't be afraid to mix those structured activities with some free time.
Yeah.
You know, just explore.
Leave space for those happy little accidents.
Like stumbling upon a cashew farm.
Exactly. You never know what you might find.
Right.
Let your curiosity be your guide.
Oh, I like that.
You might discover a hidden waterfall,
Ooh.
chat with a local artisan,
Yeah.
or just find a beautiful beach to relax on.
Sounds pretty perfect to me.
We're right.
I'm already feeling more relaxed.
Me too.
And speaking of locals,
Yeah.
remember that guide who shared the local food?
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Those little gestures can really make a trip special.
They do.
You know, you just wouldn't get that on a big bus tour.
No way.
Okay, before we get too carried away here,
Right.
let's talk about safety.
Important topic.
Yeah, is Belize generally safe for travelers?
I would say yes,
Okay.
but like anywhere else in the world, you need to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Especially in cities, stick to well-lit areas, especially at night.
Okay.
Keep your valuables safe.
Good advice.
Common sense stuff.
But it's always good to hear it,
It is.
especially for people who've been there.
Exactly.
Remember one person recommended staying in San Pedro
Oh, yeah.
over Belize City?
They said it felt safer,
Yeah, and less sketchy.
which is always a plus.
For sure. And of course, traveling with a good tour company like Private Belize Adventure definitely adds an extra layer of security.
For sure, their guides know the area.
Right. They know what to look out for.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've talked about the benefits of private tours,
Yeah.
the importance of finding the right company,
Mm-hmm.
building a personalized itinerary,
Right.
and staying safe.
It's all part of the adventure.
So what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all this?
Embrace the unexpected.
I love that.
Belize is a country that rewards curiosity and adventure.
Yeah.
Let yourself get lost in the rainforest. Explore those ancient ruins.
Right.
Connect with the warmth of the Belizean people.
Sounds like a recipe for an unforgettable trip.
It is.
So before you book that flight,
Right.
ask yourself, what kind of unique Belize experience do you want to create?
That's the key.
Because with a little
Having
planning,
an open mind.
you can have a truly amazing adventure.
Absolutely, one that speaks to your soul.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into Belize.
My pleasure.
Until next time, happy exploring